I can't see us. There we go. Okay, I think we're on. Turn the music down a little bit. Yep. We're live.
Welcome. Glad to have everybody here this evening. Tonight we're reading a couple stories for you all back here on the Luke and Collyn show. That's what this is, the Luke and Collyn show.
The Luke and Collyn read a fairy tale.
Read a tale. Read a tale. I like that. It's good.
Guys, so
Luke, what are we looking at?
Today we're going to be reading the Good Bargain.
Ooh. Not much of a bargaining man myself. Never really done that. Nor do I think I am I would say I'm inept at bargaining. Let's put it that way.
You don't think you could strike up a deal?
No. Not at all. I'm the most unconvincing man I know.
That's so funny. So not even like when you're negotiating salary, you're just like, well, I mean, peanuts will do, I guess.
Dude, I could talk to a brick wall and make it collapse because it no longer wants to do what it was supposed to do.
Oh man. Well, maybe you'll learn a thing or two from this story then. You might really be like over there taking notes and everything.
Yeah, where's my I got up here.
You got your notepad.
Yeah. My notepad is in my head. That's all I need.
That's great. All right, shall we jump right into the Good Bargain here?
I say so. Let's get into it.
All right, the Good Bargain, a fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. There once was a peasant who had driven his cow to the fair and sold her for 7 thalers. On the way home, he had to pass a pond, and already from afar he heard the frogs crying,
Ache. Whoa.
He said to himself.
They are talking without rhyme or reason. It is 7 that I have received, not 8.
When he had got to the water, he cried to them,
Stupid animals that you are. Don't you know any better than that? It is 7 thalers, not 8.
The frogs, however, stood to their
Ache. Come then, if you won't believe it, I can count it out to you.
And he took his money out from his pocket and counted out the 7 thalers, always reckoning 4 and 20 groschen to a thaler. Of course, because, that's how that works.
Groschen, that's 1 thaler.
The frogs, however, paid no attention to his reckoning, but still cried.
Ache. What?
Cried the peasant, quite angry.
Since you are determined to know better than I, count it yourselves.
And threw all the money into the water to them. He stood still and wanted to wait until they were done, and had brought him his own again. But the frogs maintained their opinion and cried continually.
Ache.
And besides that, did not throw the money out again. He still waited a long while until evening came, and he was forced to go home. Then he abused the frogs and cried,
You water splashers, you thick heads, you goggle eyes. You have great mouths and can screech till you hurt one's ear, but you cannot count 7 thalers? Do you think I'm going to stand here till you get done?
And with that he went away, but the frog still cried.
Ache.
After him till he went home quite angry. After a while he bought another cow, which he killed and made the calculation that if he sold the meat well, he might gain as much as the 2 cows were worth, and have the skin into the bargain. When therefore he got to the town with their meat, a great troop of dogs were gathered together in front of the gate, with a large greyhound at the head of them, which jumped at the meat and snuffed at it and barked.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
As there was no stopping him.
This is fantastic use of onomatopoeias.
Yeah, really, you're really exercising your voice acting here with the animals.
Warm-ups, but also just the usage of onomatopoeias for this story. I think it's fun.
That's so fun. Yes. As there was no stopping him, the peasant said to him,
Yes, I know quite well that thou art saying, wow, 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 because thou wantest some of the meat, but I should fare badly if I were to give it to thee.
The dogs, however, answered nothing but,
Wow, wow. Wilt thou promise not to devour it all then? And wilt thou go bail for thy companions? Well,
said the dogs.
well, if thou insist on it, I will leave it for thee. I know thee well, and know who is thy master, but this I tell thee, I must have my money in 3 days, or else I will go ill with thee. Thou must not just bring it out to me.
Thereupon he unloaded the meat and turned back again. The dogs fell upon it and loudly barked.
Whoop, whoop.
The countryman, who heard them from afar, said to himself, Hark!
Now they all want some, but the big one is responsible to me for it.
When 3 days had passed, the countryman thought,
Tonight, my money will be in my pocket.
and was quite delighted, but no one would come and pay it.
There is no trusting anyone now,
said he, and at last he lost patience and went into the town to the butcher and demanded his money. The butcher thought it was a joke, but the peasant said,
Jesting apart, I will have my money. Did not the great dog bring you the whole of the slaughtered cow 3 days ago?
Then the butcher grew angry, snatched a broomstick, and drove him out.
Wait a while,
said the peasant,
there is still some justice in the world.
then went to the royal palace and begged for an audience. He was led before the king, who sat there with his daughter, and asked him what injury he had suffered.
Alas,
said he,
the frogs and the dogs have taken from me what is mine. The butcher has paid me for it with his stick.
and he related at full length all that had happened. Thereupon the king's daughter began to laugh heartily, and the king said to him,
I cannot give you justice in this, but you shall have my daughter to wife for it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry you gave away. I cannot give you justice in this, but you shall have my daughter to wife for it. In her whole life she has never yet laughed as she has just done at thee, and I have promised her to him who can make her laugh. Thou mayst thank God for thy good fortune. Oh,
answered the peasant.
Oh, I will not have her. I have a wife already, and she is one too many for me. Am I right, fellas? Yeah. When I go home, it is just as bad as if I had a wife standing in every corner. Oh my God.
Oh, man. Then the king grew angry and said,
Thou art a boor. Ah, Lord King,
replied the peasant.
what can you expect from an ox but beef? Stop.
answered the king.
Thou shalt have thou shalt have none other reward. Be off now, but come back in 3 days, and then thou shalt have 500 counted out in full.
When the peasant went out to the gate, the sentry said,
Thou hast made the king's daughter laugh, so thou wilt certainly receive something good. Yes, that's what I think.
answered the peasant.
500 are to be counted out for me. Hark thee,
Said the soldier.
give me some of it. What canst thou do with all that money? It is thou.
Said the peasant.
Thou shalt have 200. Present thyself in 3 days' time before the king, and let it be paid to thee.
A Jew who was standing by and heard the conversation ran after the peasant and held him by the coat and said,
Uh-oh. I wonder. Uh-oh, Luke. I don't know if I can do this voice. Okay, I'll just.
"We're gonna get banned."
Oh, wonder what a luck child thou art. I will change it for thee. I will change it for thee into small coins. What dost thou want with the greater thalers? Jew.
Said the countryman.
300 canst thou still have. Give it to me at once in coin. In 3 days from this, thou wilt be paid for it by the king.
The Jew was delighted with the profit and brought the sum in bad groschen, 3 of which were worth 2 good ones. After 3 days had passed, according to the king's command, the peasant went before the king.
Pull his coat off,
Said the sentinel. And 300 the Jew had changed. Oh, whoops, wait, did I skip a line?
No, said the latter. Yeah.
Said the latter. Oh man, I got totally lost.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Is that you now?
Kind of small text. Yeah. And he shall have his 500. Ah,
Said the peasant.
they no longer belong to me. I presented 200 of them to the sentinel, and 300 the Jew has changed for me. So by right, nothing at all belongs to me.
In the meantime, the soldier and the Jew entered and claimed that what they had gained from the peasant. And they received 3 of the blows strictly counted out. The soldier bore it patiently.
No, that's funny.
I missed something. I totally missed something. What happened? What?
keep reading.
Just keep going? Okay.
We'll explain it. Yeah.
Just explain to me at the end. The soldier bore it out patiently and knew already how it tasted. But the Jew said sorrowfully,
Alas, are these the heavy thalers?
the king could not help laughing at the peasant, and as all his anger was gone, he said,
As thou hast already lost thy reward before it fell to thy lot, I will give thee something in place of it. Go into my treasure chamber and get some money for thyself, as much as thou wilt.
The peasant did not need to be told twice, and stuffed into his big pockets whatsoever would go in. Afterwards, he went to an inn and counted out his money. The Jew had crept after him and heard how he muttered to himself,
That rogue of a king has cheated me after all. Why could he not have given me the money himself? And then I should have known what I had. And then I should have known what I had. How can I tell if what I have had the luck to put in my pockets is right or not? Good heavens! Wait, was it the Jew that said that?
I think that was right.
The Jew had crept after him and heard how he muttered to himself.
Oh, okay.
That's the peasant. Okay. That rogue of a king has cheated me after all. Why could he not have given me the money himself? And then I should have known what I had. How can I tell now what I have had the luck to put in my pockets is right or not? Good heavens!
Said the Jew to himself.
That man is speaking disrespectfully of our lord the king. I will run and inform, and then I shall get a reward, and he will be punished as well. Okay, so that's really funny because I don't think the king ever explained 500 of what. I think it was just 500. Like, come back tomorrow and you'll get 500.
Nice.
Because I thought he was going to say, yeah, I'm going to give you one ox. Nah, you're just going to get 500 ox. That's how I read it. Then it's the peasant who's like, yeah, 500 oxen or 500 tailors. So I think that's pretty funny.
That's great.
It's 500 beatings.
Classic. Yeah, it sounds right in line with with the Brothers Grimm humor here. Goodness. So when the king heard, when the king heard of the peasant's words, he fell into a passion and commanded the Jew to go and bring the offender to him. The Jew ran to the peasant.
You are to go at once to the Lord King in the very clothes you have on. I know what's right better than that,
answered the peasant.
I shall have a new coat made first. Dost you think that a man with so much money in his pocket is to go there in his ragged old coat?
The Jew said, as he saw that the peasant would not stir without another coat, and as he had feared that if the king's anger cooled, he himself would lose his reward, and the king and the peasant his punishment, said,
I will out of pure friendship lend thee a coat for the short time. What will people not do for love?
The peasant was contented with this, put the Jew's coat on, and went off with him. The king reproached the countryman because of the evil speaking of which the Jew had informed him.
Ah,
said the peasant.
What a Jew says is always false. No Jew. Man, I love 1800s racism. This is great. What a Jew says is always false. No true word ever comes out of his mouth. That rascal there is capable of maintaining that I have his coat on. What is that?
Shrieked the Jew.
Is the coat not mine? Have I not lent it to thee out of pure friendship, in order that thou might appear before the Lord King?
When the king heard that, he said,
The Jew has assuredly deceived one or the other of us, either myself or the peasant.
And again he ordered something to be counted out to him in hard thalers. The peasant, however, went home in the good coat with the good money in his pocket, and said to himself,
This time I have hit it.
And that's it.
At the end?
That's it.
Hang on. I kind of lost track. Did he put the money in the new coat?
I think so.
The Jew ran to the peasant. You are to go to the peasant. I shall have a new coat made first. The Jew, as he said, the peasant would not stir without another coat, and as he feared the king's anger cooled, he himself would lose his reward, and the peasant his punishment. Said, I will out of pure friendship lend thee a coat for a short time. What will people not do for love? I don't know. What do you think?
I think he did put the money in the coat.
That rascal is capable of maintaining that I have his coat on. What is that? Shrieked the Jew. Is the coat not mine? Have I not lent it to thee out of pure friendship?
Oh, was that the money earlier that the king gave him?
I don't know. Are we missing a page? Is that what's happening right now? Because suddenly they're just before the king. Yeah, let me check. Good bargain. I don't think so. No, I'm missing anything. Is the coat not mine? Have I not lent it to thee out of pure friendship, in order that thou might appear before the Lord King? When the king heard that, he said, The Jew has assuredly deceived one or the other of us, either myself or the peasant. Oh, okay.
Did I miss something?
Oh, okay. It's just like a innate mistrust for Jews,
Oh,
Jewish
nice.
people. Yeah, I think because it says, "Is the coat not mine?" The Jew says, "Have I not lent it out to thee out of pure friendship, in order that thou might appear before the Lord King?" The king heard it, and he said, "The Jew has assuredly deceived one or the other of us, either myself or the peasant." And again, he ordered something to be counted out to him in hard thalers. So the Jew got the next beating again.
Nice.
The peasant, however, went home in a good coat with the good money in his pocket and said to himself, "This time I have hit it."
Jeez.
So I'm guessing the peasant, like, just tricked the Jew. He like tricked everybody, because I think he was promised he was probably promised the beatings at first. Because what is a thaler? No, it's just a coin. All right, that's funny.
That was a goofy one.
The moral of the story is just don't trust Jews. I think that's the moral of the story for this
Yeah.
one. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I think that's the actual
I mean,
moral.
that was that definitely it was a there's a real symbolic thread there that runs through through a lot of these stories. Like sometimes that's just it.
That's pretty. That's like reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and like it's just of its time, and you read it, and it's got the N word with the hard R every other sentence,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, all right,
Yep.
that's where we are.
So funny.
Well.
Oh man. All right. The next one, The Wonderful Musician.
Okay, let me pull that one up. All right, The Wonderful Musician.
There once was a wonderful musician who went quite alone through a forest and thought of all manner of things. And when nothing was left for him to think about, he said to himself,
Time is beginning to pass heavily with me in the forest. Here in the forest, I will fetch hither a good companion for myself.
Then he took his fiddle from his back and played it so that it echoed through the trees. It was not long before a wolf came trotting through the thicket towards him.
Ah, here is a wolf coming. I have no desire for him,
Said the musician. But the wolf came nearer to him and said to him,
Ah, dear musician, how beautifully thou dost play. I should like to learn that too. It is soon learnt.
The musician replied.
Thou hast only to do all that I bid thee. O musician,
Said the wolf.
I will obey thee as a scholar obeys his master.
The musician bade him follow, and when they had gone a part of the way together, they came to an old oak tree which was hollow inside and cleft in the middle.
Look,
Said the musician.
if thou wilt learn to fiddle, put thy forepaws into the crevice.
The wolf obeyed, but the musician quickly picked up a stone and with one blow wedged his 2 paws so fast that he was forced to stay there like a prisoner.
Stay there until I come back again.
Said the musician and went his way. Wait, I think I've read this before.
Dude, this dude's cruel.
Oh, just wait. After a while, he again said to himself,
Time is beginning to pass heavily with me here in the forest. Oh, I will fetch hither another companion.
and took his fiddle and again played in the forest. It was not long before a fox came creeping through the trees toward him.
Oh, there's a fox coming.
Said the musician.
I have no desire desire for him.
The fox came up to him and said,
Oh, dear musician, how beautifully thou dost play. I should like to learn that too. That is soon learnt.
said the musician.
Thou hast only one to do everything that I bid thee. Oh, musician,
Then said the fox.
I will obey thee as a scholar obeys his master. Follow me.
Said the musician. And when they had walked a part of the way, they came to a footpath, with high bushes on both sides of it. There the musician stood still, and from one side bent a young hazel bush down to the ground, and put his foot on the top of it. And he bent down to a young tree from the other side as well, and said,
Now, little fox, if thou wilt learn something, give me thyself thy left front paw.
The fox obeyed, and the musician fastened his paw to the left bough.
Little fox,
Said he,
now reach me thy right paw.
and he tied it to the right bough. And when he examined whether they were, when he examined whether they were firm enough, he let go, and the bushes sprang up again and jerked up the little fox so that it hung struggling in the air.
Wait there till I come back again.
Said the musician, and went his way.
Dang, man. that's cruel. I mean, the boulder one in the boulders, that's pretty crazy, but that one's like strung up like
Yeah. Yeah, he is not going it's not going easy on these poor animals. What?
yeah, he's not very nice. He's not a very nice musician.
No. Which you assume, like, man, you look at like all the famous musicians, like, and you like their music, and so I feel like it's automatic, even just for me, to assume that they're nice, cool people.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of them, man, you meet them in person, and you're like, oh.
Nah, they're mean. They're mean. They don't care about you. What is it? Who's Extreme Home Makeover? Who's the main guy for that?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Todd Howard. Where, like, they'll take the family's house, they'll buy it from them, and they'll completely redo it and give them a new house. Yeah, apparently he's the main host for that show. He's a total dick.
Wow.
He's not nice at all. He's mean.
Nice.
He doesn't help anybody work. He's just there to be the front man.
Dang. Which, like, on camera, he looks so nice.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, this dude's nice. Nope.
No.
Not nice at all.
It's an act. They're performers.
Yeah. Yep.
Clearly, this guy is too.
He does not care.
Goodness. And again, he said to himself,
Time is passing, beginning to pass heavily with me here in the forest. I will fetch hither another companion.
So he took his fiddle, and the sound echoed through the forest. Then a little hare came springing up to him.
Why, a hare is coming,
Said the musician.
I do not want him.
Ah, dear musician,
Said the hare.
how beautifully thou dost fiddle. I too should like to learn that.
That is soon learnt.
Said the musician.
Thou hast only to do everything that I bid thee.
Oh, musician,
Replied the little hare.
I will obey thee as a scholar obeys his master.
They went a part of the way together until they came to an open space in the forest where stood an aspen tree. The musician tied a long string round the little hare's neck. Oh no. The other end, which he fastened to the tree.
Now, brisky little hare, run 20 times around the tree.
Cried the musician. And the little hare obeyed, and when it had run round 20 times, it had twisted the string 20 times round the trunk of the tree. and the little hare was caught, and let it pull and tug as it liked. It only made the string cut into its tender neck.
Wait there till I come back,
Said the musician, and went onwards.
Dang, man.
Somebody's just going to walk into this forest with all these animals.
This hair is like, help, please.
let me help you. Let me help you. No. This musician is actually teaching me how to fiddle.
I'm learning how to play the fiddle.
Well, prediction, it's going to be like one of those Karate Kid, wax on, wax off kind of. And they're all going to come to him at the end of the story and be like, what's up? We know how to fiddle now. And he's be like, what?
Yeah, the wolf with his front paws, they're so broken that they're just like limp down now.
Exactly.
And so he can easily play the fiddle
He's
by
a
like
master fiddler. Yeah,
super
exactly.
flexible with it.
Oh.
Also, just the absolute cruelty these people show to animals.
I know.
They do not care. Brothers Grimm do not care about the niceness being to animals.
Yeah, animals are definitely of a lower status than I think.
Yeah, they are fodder.
PETA did not exist back in the day
No.
to protect these animals. Like in Trusty John, I think it was John that just hopped on the horse.
Yeah.
Killed
Yeah,
them.
Faithful John, where he just pulls the gun out and blows his head off.
Man, yeah,
They're like, what the hell, man? Why'd you do that to that animal?
brutal.
He's like, I don't know. He can't say anything, so he just goes, I don't know.
And people are like kind of okay with that too. Like that wasn't the worst thing he wasn't the worst thing he did. They're like, oh, that was kind of weird. All right.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh. All right. The wolf, in the meantime, had pushed and pulled and bitten at the stone, and had worked so long that he had set his feet at liberty, and had drawn them once more out of the cleft. Full of anger and rage, he hurried after the musician and wanted to tear him to pieces. When the fox saw him running, he began to lament and cried with all his might.
Brother Wolf, come to my help. The musician has betrayed me.
The wolf drew down the little tree, bit the cord in two, and freed the fox, who went with him to take revenge on the musician. They found the tied-up hare, whom likewise they delivered, and then they all sought the enemy together. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love a good revenge tale, you know?
Yeah, at the end of this, it's going to be the musician's guts strung up.
And they're going to play him like a fiddle.
They're gonna play like a lute,
Oh,
fiddle.
man.
They're going to string him up like a hurdy-gurdy.
The musician had once more played his fiddle as he went on his way, and this time he had been more fortunate. The sound reached the ears of a poor woodcutter, who instantly, whether he would or no, gave up his work and came with his hatchet under his arm to listen to the music.
At last comes the right companion.
Said the musician.
For I was seeking a human being and no wild beast.
And when he played so beautifully and delightfully that the poor man stood there as if bewitched, and his heart leapt up with gladness. And he thus stood. The wolf, the fox, and hare came up, and he saw well that he had some evil design, that they had some evil design. So he raised his glittering axe and placed himself before the musician, as if to say,
Whoso wishes to touch him, let him beware, for he will have to do with me.
Then the beasts were terrified and ran back to the forest. The musician, however, played once more to the man out of gratitude, then went onwards. And that's it.
What is the moral of that story?
Man,
Treat animals however you want. Like,
Golly.
Be a really good musician and don't try to attract animals. Find a gay lover through music. I don't know.
That one was
That one,
weird.
Yeah, I think they're really just getting more creative with it, and they're just doing it just to do it.
That was weird. I don't get it.
I think it's like the moral of the story of like just be with your own kind.
Probably.
You know, that's what it seems like.
I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah, be with who you're supposed to be with, not with other beasts.
Dang, another racist story. Nice.
I mean, all of these guys are just racist or whatever, you know.
We got 2 this evening.
Can we get a third?
Can we?
I'm counting on a third.
Golly. Oh my goodness. All right, the 12 brothers.
Okay, hold on. Give me one quick second. I think good now. All right. Let's see. 12 brothers.
I only have one.
Do you really have a brother?
Nope.
No.
I am an only child.
That's what I thought.
That's too much information for everybody, but that is the
That
truth.
is. Sorry to out you like that on stream.
No, it's fine. I answered.
All right.
12 brothers.
There was once on a time a king and queen who lived happily together and had 12 children, but they were all boys. I was like saying, but they were happy, but they were all boys. Then the king said to his
Boys.
what?
It's just like, it's like, oh, they're boys, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
ooh,
they'll pass down our family lineage, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
Then the king said to his wife,
If the 13th child which thou art about to bring into the world, you, my queen, if you bring into the world, you, my queen, that's you, a girl, the 12 boys shall die. I'm going to slaughter them. I'm sick of them.
jeez.
I'm so, a girl would be wonderful right now. And if you don't do that, I'm going to slaughter you as well. In order that her possessions may be great, and that the kingdom may fall to her alone.
Wow. He caused likewise 12 coffins to be made, which were already filled with shavings, and in each laid a little pillow for the dead. And he had them taken into a locked up room, and then he gave the queen the key of it, and bade her not to speak of this to anyone.
I'm just going to say, like, another thing, the really big disconnect is that we know the genders of, like, children before they're ever born.
Mm-hmm.
And so it, like, completely takes away the suspense of that.
Yeah, this story would be going a lot different direction. A lot different directions.
Can you do a blood test real quick? And like, she doesn't even have a bump, dude. And it's just like, yeah, it's a
Yeah, we know. Yep.
It's like, what?
Yup. The mother, however, now sat and lamented all day long until the youngest son, who was always with her, and whom she had named Benjamin from the Bible, said to her,
Dear mother, why art thou so sad?
Dearest child,
she answered.
I may not tell thee.
But he let her have no rest until she went and unlocked the room and showed him the 12 coffins ready filled with shavings.
Yeah, no, these are annoying boys. These are really annoying boys.
Giving her no rest. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna bug the hell out of her.
Then she said, "My dearest Benjamin, thy father has had these coffins made for thee and for thy 11 brothers. For if I bring a little girl into the world, you are all to be killed." Oh, wait. Oh, I'm totally taking your line, man. Wait.
Oh yeah, that is my line.
That totally is. I don't think there were.
And
I didn't see quotation marks, though. Where did it start?
There is none.
Yeah, there isn't. Okay.
Copied in.
Okay.
Then she said, "My dearest Benjamin, thy father has had these coffins made for thee and for thy 11 brothers. For if I bring a little girl into the world, you are all to be killed and buried in them."
And she wept while she was saying this. The son comforted her and said,
No, weep not, dear mother. We will save ourselves and go hence.
but she said,
Go forth into the forest with thy 11 brothers, and let one sit constantly on the highest tree which can be found, and keep watch looking towards the tower here in the castle. If I give birth to a little son, I will put up a white flag, and then you may venture to come back. But if I bear a daughter, I will hoist a red flag, and then fly hence as quickly as you are able, and may the good God protect you. And every night I will raise up and pray for you. In winter that you may be able to warm yourself at a fire, and in summer that you may not faint away in the heat.
after she had blessed her sons, therefore, they went forth into the forest. They each kept watch in turn and sat on the highest oak and looked towards the tower. When 11 days had passed and the turn came to Benjamin, he saw that a flag was being raised. It was, however, not the white, but the blood-red flag, which announced that they were all to die. When the brothers heard that, they were very angry and said,
Are we all to suffer death for the sake of a girl? We swear that we will avenge ourselves. Wheresoever we find the girl, her red blood shall flow.
Dang.
Dang, man. It's gonna suck whenever they, hit puberty.
I know. Goodness. Thereupon they went deeper into the forest, and in the midst of it, where it was the darkest, they found a little bewitched hut, which was standing empty. Then said they,
Here we will dwell, and thou, Benjamin, who art the youngest and weakest, thou shalt stay at home and keep house. We others will go out and get food.
Then they went into the forest and shot hares, wild deer, birds, pigeons, and whatsoever there was to eat. This they took to Benjamin, who had to dress it for them in order that they might appease their hunger. They had lived together 10 years in the little hut, and the time did not appear long to them.
I think Benjamin lied. I think that's what happened.
About the white flag?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think that might be the case. I don't know why he would lie, but I feel like that might be the twist at the end.
Dang. I was going to say, I feel like this is it's just the boxcar children.
The what?
Did you ever read that story, the boxcar children?
No.
It was like a group of kids. Can't remember how many that they were all orphans, right? And so and they were homeless when I think one of their parents passed away or something like that. And they go into the forest and they find this old boxcar. It was old and abandoned. It was right next to this lake. So they dam up, it was right next to a river stream, and they dam up the lake right next to the boxcar, And they live out of it.
Yeah.
It's about their, just all about their adventures.
Well, I'm pretty sure the story definitely inspired that.
Seems very similar.
Yeah. I mean, outside of the dying parent, it's a pretty similar premise.
Yeah. The little daughter, which their mother, the queen, had given birth to, was now grown up.
Okay, so yeah, all right, so it wasn't woman.
She was of good heart and fair of face and had a golden star on her forehead. Oh, wow. Just to rub it into her brothers.
It's a weird birthmark, but all right.
Once, when it was the great washing, she saw the 12 men's shirts among the things and asked her mother,
To whom do these 12 shirts belong? For they are far too small for father.
Then the queen answered with a heavy heart,
Oh, dear child, these belong to thy 12 brothers.
said the maiden.
Where are my 12 brothers? I have never yet heard of them.
Oops. She replied,
God knows where they are. They are wandering about the world.
Then she took the maiden and opened the chamber for her and showed her the 12 coffins with the shavings and pillows for the head,
These coffins
said she.
Were destined for thy brothers, but they went away secretly before thou wert born.
And she related to her how everything had happened. Then she said to the maiden,
Dear mother, weep not. I will go and seek my brothers.
so she took,
That's good.
oh, yeah.
Beef.
So she took the 12 shirts, 12 shirts and went forth, and straight into the great forest she walked the whole day. And in the evening she came to the bewitched hut. Then she entered it and found a young boy who asked,
From whence thou comest, and whither art thou bound?
and was astonished that she was so beautiful and wore royal garments and had a star on her forehead. And she answered,
I am a king's daughter. I am seeking my 12 brothers, and I will walk as far as the sky is blue until I find them.
She likewise showed him the 12 shirts which belonged to them. Then Benjamin saw that she was his sister. Well, good. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's not like a Star Wars situation here where you can't recognize your own sister, man. The princess.
I am Benjamin, thy youngest brother.
And she began to weep for joy. And Benjamin wept also, and they kissed and embraced each other.
Oh, there it is.
No, dang it. Well, I spoke too soon.
1800s, it's a little different.
Oh, man. Dang it. Dang it. Guys, come on. No. And embraced each other with the greatest love. But after this, he said,
Dear sister, there is still one difficulty. We have agreed that every maiden whom we meet shall die, because we have been obliged to leave our kingdom on account of a girl.
Then she said,
I will willingly die, if by so doing I can deliver my 12 brothers.
wow,
No,
answered he.
thou shalt not die. Seat thyself beneath this tub until our 11 brothers come, and then I will soon come to an agreement with them.
She did so, and when it was night, the others came from hunting, and their dinner was ready. And as they were sitting at the table and eating, they asked,
What news is there?
said Benjamin.
Don't you know anything? No.
They answered. He continued,
You have been in the forests, and I have stayed at home, and yet I know more than you do. Tell us then.
they cried. He answered,
But promise me that the first maiden who meets us shall not be killed. Yeah, tell us.
they cried. They all cried.
She shall have mercy. Only do tell us.
Then said he,
Our sister is here. And he lifted up the tub. Oh, oops, my bad.
and he lifted up the tub, and the king's daughter came forth in her royal garments, with the golden star on her forehead, and she was beautiful, delicate, and fair. And they were all rejoiced, and fell on her neck, and kissed and loved her with all their hearts. Now she stayed at home with Benjamin, and helped him with the work. The 11 went into the forest, and caught game, and deer, and birds, and wood pigeons, that they might have food. And the little sisters and Benjamin took care to make it ready for them. She sought for the wood for cooking and herbs for vegetables, and put the pans on the fire so that the dinner was always ready when the 11 came. She likewise kept order the little house, and put beautifully white clean coverings on the little beds. And little brothers were always contented, and lived in great harmony with her. Once on a time, the two at home had prepared a beautiful entertainment, and when they were all gathered when they were all together, they sat down and ate and drank, and were full of gladness. There was, however, a little garden belonging to the bewitched house, wherein stood 12 lily flowers, which are likewise called students. She wished to give her brothers pleasure, and plucked the 12 flowers, and thought she would present each brother with one while at dinner. But at the self-same moment she plucked the flowers, the 12 brothers were changed into 12 ravens, and flew away over the forest, and the house and garden vanished likewise. And now the poor maiden was alone in the forest. And when she looked around, the old woman was standing near her, who said,
Hey, hold on. I'm really confused. She went to a bewitched house, or it was the brother's house?
This was the brother's house. Yeah.
There was, however, a little garden belonging to the bewitched house. Well, where's the bewitched? What?
This is where the brothers were staying.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was before it. They found this bewitched hut.
Oh, they did?
Yup.
Oh, yeah, look at that. She came to the bewitched hut. Okay, I did not. That slipped my mind entirely.
Yeah. I was like, what? Where is this going? It with the whole bewitched thing,
Yeah.
and then oh man,
It just slipped my mind. I'm just like, oh, the house.
I know. I thought that was going to be the end of the story there. The last slide, we could have ended it there, and I'd have been satisfied.
Yeah, I've been like, oh, that's nice. It's a really pretty story.
Sheesh.
No answered. Excuse me.
Of course, here we go. We're gonna.
Uh,
This is a Brothers Grimm story. It can't just be
Yeah,
simple ending.
nice and happy.
Jeez.
My child, what hast thou done? Why didst thou not leave the 12 white flowers growing? They were thy brothers, who are now forevermore changed into ravens.
The maiden said, weeping,
Is there no way for delivering them? No,
said the woman.
there is but one in the whole world, and that is so hard that thou wilt not deliver them by it. For thou must be dumb for 7 years, and mayst not speak or laugh. And if thou speakest one single word, and only an hour of the 7 years is wanting, all is in vain, and thy brothers will be killed by the one word.
Then said the maiden in her heart,
I know with certainty that I shall set my brothers free.
and went and sought a high tree, and seated herself in it and span, and neither spoke nor laughed. Now it so happened that a king was hunting in the forest, who had a great greyhound, which ran to the tree on which the maiden was sitting, and sprang up about it, whining and barking at her. And the king came by and saw the beautiful king's daughter with the golden star on her brow, and was so charmed with her beauty that he called to ask her if she would be his wife. She made no answer, but nodded a little with her head.
All right, hold on. I'm also lost again. So the girl can't talk or say
Yep.
one word. What was the one word did they say?
Wait, she can't speak.
Right. She's dumb now. There is but one in the whole world. No, so that there is but one in the whole world, and so hard that thou wilt not deliver them by it. But thou must be dumb for 7 years, and mayest not speak or laugh, and if thou speakest one single word,
Yeah.
and only an hour of the 7 years is wanting. All is okay. All right, I see what that's saying. And thy brothers will be killed by the one word.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. Okay. So.
Now the king wants to marry his daughter,
Yep.
which is weird because he already has a queen.
Is this a different? This has got to be a different king, right?
No, it's the king. So the king came by. So I would assume it's just the same king.
Same
Just
king.
recognize his
Oh
daughter.
man. Didn't want to go there with this story. Goodness. Okay, here.
We
Found
really
it.
are incest now.
Goodness. What? And she nodded. What? So he climbed up the tree himself and carried her down. And I guess, well, no words too, but like, I guess sign language is okay. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, like, you could just done this number, just back and forth, not up and down, just back and forth. That's all you had to do.
oh man. And so he climbed up the tree, carried her down, placed her on his horse, and bore her home. Then the wedding was solemnized with great magnificence and rejoicing. But the bride neither spoke nor smiled. When they lived happily together for a few years, the king's mother, who was a wicked woman, began to slander the young queen, and said to the king,
This is a common beggar girl, whom thou hast brought back with thee, who knows what impious tricks she practices secretly. Even if she be dumb and not able to speak, she still might laugh for once. But those who do not laugh have bad consciences.
At first the king would not believe it, but the old woman urged this so long and accused her of so many evil things that at last the king let himself be persuaded and sentenced her to death.
Well, that's one way to stay quiet for 7 years.
Man. And now a great fire was lighted in the courtyard, in which she was to be burnt. And the king stood above at the window and looked on with tearful eyes, because he still loved her so much. And when she was bound fast to the stake, and the fire was licking at her clothes with its red tongue, the last instant of the 7 years expired. Then a whirring sound was heard in the air, and the 12 ravens came flying towards the place and sank downwards. And when they touched the earth, they were her 12 brothers, whom she had delivered. They tore the fire asunder, extinguished the flames, set their dear sister free, and kissed and embraced her. And now, as she dared to open her mouth and speak, she told the king why she had been dumb and had never laughed. The king rejoiced when he heard that she was innocent, and they all lived in great unity until their death. The wicked stepmother was taken before the judge and put in a barrel filled with boiling oil and venomous snakes and died an evil death.
Boiling oil
Wow.
with venomous snakes. I didn't know snakes could do that.
Goodness.
I want those snakes.
What a way to go.
Yeah. What? That's crazy. And died an evil death. And she died. Yep. Hate her.
Not just a death, but evil death.
Yeah, right.
Man. Great.
That was. Wait, was that old woman? No, it's not the old woman with the bewitched hut. I don't know. That story was okay.
I think out of the ones we read tonight, that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, a little more detailed for sure, and I appreciate that. But I don't know, like the whole just the two characters of like the maiden in the hut of the bewitched hut, and then like the king and the queen, and then the stepmother. You know, that they just kind of came and went, and they just left. And it's just like, well, why? What was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't very developed characters, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of annoying. I don't like it when that happens.
Hmm.
Just you got characters and you don't really use them. It is a fairy tale, you know, for children.
Sure, yeah.
But even kids would be like, "Well, what happened to the king and the queen, and what happened, you know, what happened to the and."
Dang it, when you're telling a bedtime story, you don't want all these questions. You gotta tie up all your loose ends, you know?
That's right, yeah. You want the kid going to bed thinking, "Oh, that sucks for them," and then feeling bad for, you know, a random character.
Yeah, not only random character, but just one that we didn't really know, dying a horrible death of
Yeah.
boiling boiling with snakes. Oh,
Just boiling. And the story also reminds me of probably where they got some of the inspiration from. The story in Genesis, where the 11 boys of children of Jacob,
oh,
like, you know, make all of these men circumcise themselves so that they could be a part of, like, you know, the covenant of God.
mm-hmm.
And but they only did that because they all raped their sister, and so whenever they were all moaning and groaning on that day, they came in and like slaughtered the whole town.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what this kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely some similarities there for sure.
Yeah, except for the rape part. That's definitely not in here,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah. Well, good. We got through 3 tonight.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
Good stories. A lot more relaxed on kind of like I would say the moral. I mean, the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
was just like,
yeah.
you can be incredibly dumb and not crafty at all and just get some of the best things ever. And also don't trust Jews. That was the moral of that story. That's so funny.
It's great. Yep.
Also these kind of remind me of like monks and like the way they lived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a lot of Western monastics, they take vows of silence, so they just can't talk at all.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to do. Have you ever done something like that before? Just kind of out of curiosity. Like, I wonder how long today I could go without out saying a word, you know?
Yeah,
Have
uh,
you done that before?
I've kind of tried before. I mean, it's like growing up through school. It wasn't entirely possible, but
Right.
sometimes during the summer, like summertime, I didn't make it a whole day for sure. But yeah, it was a weird experience. I will say,
Yeah.
at least trying it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That seems pretty difficult, especially without like laughing. It's a real
Yeah.
you laugh you lose
Yeah.
thing. Except
Well,
you know,
'cause-
you're not watching a video.
That's immediately what somebody, if you're not talking to them, well, okay, what else can I try to get you to do that, if not laugh, then
Yeah. Right.
I feel like it's just such an innate thing for us to want to communicate with each other, that okay, well, at least give me a bit of a emotion. Which is laughter.
Your
I
emotion
guess,
is neutrality, utter neutrality.
it's hard to do.
Yeah, just straight faced. Hey, yeah, I'll be your wife. No, you don't even talk. No, no talking.
That's where the I can't do it. I couldn't do it. Golly.
Glad I could be a monastic for that few seconds. Few seconds.
What did you think? Are you enlightened now?
No,
The
because it was
secrets.
not out of spirit of monasticism.
Dadgummit.
I was just joking around, man. I was just having a good time, just goofing. I'm not very good at this.
No, that was good. That was a good stream.
Yeah, good stream.
We'll see everyone next time for. We're almost to Rapunzel now. Rapunzel is coming up.
Yeah.
I'm getting very excited for that one.
In fact, I think we can do Rapunzel next stream.
On the next one. Awesome.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, and then Rapunzel. So
Sweet.
y'all come back. Enjoy the stories.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Sure to subscribe and like and all that. We'll see y'all next time.